Being a parent sure has its good days and bad days, wouldn't you agree? It's one of the most selfless things you can do in this world. Raising a child, 2, 3, 4, or more is a huge responsibility. Thankfully, it's one that comes with unmatched beauty and delight. Seeing a world through a child's eyes is healing for most of us. Whether yours is 1 or 15, they depend on you. Sure, it seems like they take you for granted sometimes, but the reality is they can't pay their own bills and they are listening. While it's important for all parents to set up life insurance plans, this is especially true for single parents, stay-at-home parents, and parents with special needs children. All parents need to make a point to consider what would happen to their children if they were to die. This can be unique for every household but shouldn't be ignored. It comes back to that whole responsibility thing. It amazes me how some parents completely put off securing life insurance coverage or setting up a will. You may have family or friends in mind that you know would take care of them if you passed away, but it's probably not a conversation that comes up regularly. If this is your plan, you need to have that conversation. It's critical to make sure that guardians you'll entrust to raise your child during this tragic time have everything they need. Is it funding? As gracious and dedicated as your family or friend may be, can they truly afford to take on this responsibility? If so, for how long? Think about how your life insurance can help. Do they have the proper legal authority to do what's best for your child? Make sure your estate plan is in order and up to date when needed. Most people like to name their children as their beneficiary on their policies. Some do this after their spouse or if they're not married as the primary beneficiary. If your children are minors, this is a terrible mistake. Life insurance companies do not write checks to minors, which means life insurance that you set up does no good for your babies in their childhood. It's best to name a trusted adult who will act as their guardian or caretaker or set up a legal trust that can be added instead. In most states, life insurance beneficiaries will supersede a will. If you don't have a beneficiary listed or the ones that you name are not living, then the funds will be paid according to your estate plan during your probate settlement. Stay tuned for the next video where I will cover how long you need to lock in a policy.